vacuum tubes are warming up. This is a special live broadcast right here on Georgia Radio.
Well, the other day we had Southern author Bren McLean on the show, and she came on to talk about her upcoming masterclass at the Carrollton Bookfest. Today we have Elyse Wheeler, who is not only a board member there, but also a prominent writer herself. Elyse Wheeler, welcome to Georgia Radio. Thanks for being here.
Well, thank you, Matt. It's lovely to spend a few minutes with you.
Well, in full disclosure, whenever I write something terrible, Elyse is the first person to read it. So,
and you're too hard on yourself.
No,
your stories are hysterically funny.
I don't think so. Did you read what I sent you last night yet? Or you wouldn't be saying that.
No, I have not.
See,
I have to admit.
See, there you go. All right, well, let's talk about this. Carrollton Bookfest, it's coming up in April. Bren McLean came on and talked about the masterclass that she'll be putting out there on Friday, which is the 4th of April. So April 4 and 5 for the Carrollton Book Festival. But there's a whole lot of other things going on at the Book Fest this year, and I hope you can let everybody know about it today.
Well, and first I want to thank you for the interview with Bren. It was wonderful. I enjoyed listening to it. Her personality came through. She's so warm and welcoming. Anyone who comes to her masterclass will go away excited about their writing. So we're just thrilled that she's coming back. And she's been a supporter of ours for the last 2, and this will be our 3rd. Now, the problem that we're running into is we have people saying, well, I thought it was just for writers. And I want to get the word out that All Day Saturday is meant for readers and book clubs and people who just enjoy meeting the authors behind the stories that they read. We have a great lineup. We've got, as a keynote speaker, Karen White. And Karen's books are low country. They're set in Savannah or other areas of the Southeast. Her Trad Street series is kind of a very gentle paranormal romance. And she has another series called Royal Street, and her descriptions of the old houses in Savannah are just absolutely breathtaking.
Now, what is a paranormal romance? Because that's not one that registers on my scale. Fill me in on this.
Well, maybe I should say it a little bit differently. It's a touch of romance in her stories, but the focus is on the paranormal.
Okay.
So in her Trad Street series, she explores the ghosts that inhabit the great southern mansions, in Savannah. So she has her very first one talks about this woman who really didn't want to inherit a big house because she thought it was just a money trap to try to renovate these houses that were built in the 1800s. And there's a ghost that is trying to encourage her to renovate the house, and then there's a ghost that's trying to scare her away. And so she sees these and hears these ghosts where everybody around her doesn't. So she's very careful to try to not let them know she sees these ghosts because they'll think she's crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's always the problem with them.
But,
I mean, that's the... Yeah,
exactly. When you see and hear weird stuff, you don't let other people know it.
Right.
So
normally,
she's got quite a bit of solo work, and she's a New York Times bestseller. But her most recent book, which I'm excited to get, is co-written with Beatrice Williams and Lauren Willig, and it's called The Author's Guide to Murder.
Yeah.
And so it sounds like a lot of fun. But she's our keynote speaker at 1:30 on Saturday. But in the morning, we're going to have 3 sessions with 3 different authors in a more intimate setting. We're limiting it to about 20 people. We'll have coffee and pastries for everybody and kind of make it like a salon of the old days. And then in the afternoon, we have 3 more sessions where we're going to have wine and cheese and just encourage people to sit and be comfortable and chat with these authors. I think one of the interesting things about writing is that we tend to, as authors, do it in isolation. We get into our offices or we get into whatever space we need to write. But authors love to talk to people about their work. And so to come and get to know the people behind the stories is really absolutely wonderful event. And I would encourage book clubs to consider reading one of the books from these authors and coming as a group event. Make it a something where all of the members of the book club choose to come and hear a particular author. Some of the authors we have, one of my favorites, and she's a lovely, lovely lady and a good friend of Brad McLean's, is Mary Martha Green. Mary Martha Green is known as the Cheese Biscuit Queen. She's a chef, and her books are filled with her family secrets and the characters, anecdotes and recipes. Her first book was The Cheese Biscuit Queen Tells All. And her second book I love is The Cheese Biscuit Queen Kiss My Aspic.
There you go. Little tongue and cheese biscuit there thrown in for the
tongue and cheese.
Yeah.
But we also have another very interesting individual is McCracken Poston Jr. He is a criminal defense attorney. And his debut novel is Zenith Man, Death, Love, and Redemption in a Georgia Courtroom, which is a true crime story about his representation of a gentleman who was imprisoned for killing his wife. And it's just it's a real life story, but he has written just an exciting chronicle of the events in the courtroom and the story behind this man and killing his wife. And so he'll be a very interesting gentleman to visit with. Brett Witter is coming. Brett is a professional writer and co-authors in many genres. His first book was Dewey the Library Cat, and it's a true story about a kitten that was found on one of the coldest days in the winter in the book return receptacle with frostbitten paws. And Dewey went on to live in the library for 18 years. It's a heartwarming book, but he's probably best known for The Monuments Men, which became the movie with George Clooney.
Yeah.
So I think he will be a lot of fun to talk with. Lynn Cullen is coming. She writes historical novels. She tends to pick women characters who are lost in history, who don't get the recognition that they deserve. I just finished reading Reign of Madness, which is the story of the royal family in Spain during the time of Christopher Columbus. Elegant writing, elegant descriptions, a lot of fun. Her most recent book is Woman with the Cure, and it's about the physician who worked with Jonas Salk on the development of the polio vaccine, but nobody ever hears about her. So it'll be great fun. And then two of my very, very favorite people, George Weinstein and Kim Conray, husband and wife team out of Atlanta. They're both heavily involved with the Atlanta Writers Club. They've been great supporters of ours. And they will come and talk about their very diverse genres. Kim tends to write science fiction with romance involved. And George writes several things, including Southern mysteries. I think one of his best is Hardscrabble Road, and then the sequel, Return to Hardscrabble Road. But they will be just great fun to sit and visit with because they're both wonderful people.
Yeah, it really is a great lineup of not only Georgia writers but Southern writers and everything in between. If you want to come out and take part in this, including the master class, I would encourage you to go to the website. Give everybody the directions on where to go for either the master class or just to really get the rundown of the event, which is April 4 and 5.
Our main website is carrolltonbookfest.com. It's very simple, carrolltonbookfest.com. Our email, if you have any questions at all, is carrolltonbookfest@gmail.com. We also have our Writers Guild, because it is the Carrollton Writers Guild that is sponsoring this event in collaboration with the city and with the Carrollton Center for the Arts, is carrolltonwritersguild.org. And also carrolltonwritersguild@gmail.com is if you have any questions, want to get more information. We also have a Facebook page, Carrollton Bookfest and Carrollton Writers Guild. So both of those Facebook pages are there. And announcements about everything that's going on will be on those sites as well. I don't have the address for Instagram, but I think we're going to have an Instagram account up fairly soon.
All right. Well, it's carrolltonbookfest.com if you want to find out about all of the events that are taking place during the Book Fest, which, again, April 4 and 5. If you want to participate in the masterclass, don't forget that entry is due February the 17th. So you got to get those in. And it really isn't all that much. 1,000 words to be considered. There are 12 seats available in the masterclass. So if you want to get in on it, you gotta hurry up. 1,000 words. That's all it takes to get in. 12 writers with Bryn McLean on the 4th of April. Then the entire Saturday, as you heard Elyse say, open to just anybody. If you're a reader, if you're a book club, what a great opportunity just to come and kind of meet some authors.
There's two more things. On Friday, we'll have two additional master classes, one of them by George Weinstein and Kim Conray. George has come and done his short workshop on pathways to publication. You know, you have a manuscript, you're ready to go. Now, how do you get it published? And he has expanded that, he and his wife have expanded that into a full day from 9 to 4. We provide lunch so that you can really learn how to take what you have written and try to get it out there to the public and publication. And the other really exciting and a little different for us is Lola Schaefer, who is a very well-respected children's author and educator, is coming to do again, 9 to 4 class on how to write a marketable children's book. And so we would love for people to look at that. All of the information is also, and the tickets are available on Eventbrite. Just look for Carrollton Bookfest 2025, and you'll find all of the tickets there as well. And one of the exciting things too, and this information will come out on this beginning early February, the Library Alliance in this region is put together a lovely one community read. And the book that they have picked is One Summer in Savannah, which is Tara Shelton Harris. She is a fabulous author. She's a librarian from Alabama who has made a big splash with her first book. Her second book is already under consideration for a movie or a miniseries. And she will not only be one of our featured authors in terms of having an intimate conversation, but she will also do an interview, hopefully with you as the moderator, on Saturday morning for everyone who gets involved in this one book, one community read that's being sponsored by the library system.
That's great. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing everything unfold. And yeah, as you mentioned, looking forward to being there myself. It's going to be a lot of fun. CarrolltonBookFest.com is the website. Again, Carrollton Bookfest. And if you want to sign up for any of these master classes, that's the place to go to. And again, for Bryn McLean's masterclass, 1,000 words, 12 writers. For the other ones, I'm sure there's limited seating available, so go ahead and get those tickets now. And we'll see you then, April 4 and 5 here in Carrollton, Georgia. Going to be a great time. In the last minute that we have, Elyse, what are you working on right now for yourself?
Well, I've got two things on the table. One of them is I've finished the second draft of a young adult novel. It's called Mariah and the Mule. It's about a young, set in a fairy world, but the main character is a young lady who is from a troll family. So this is my first adventure into middle age, 11, 12, 13, 14-year-olds, and I'm really excited about it. And the other is I'm working on the second volume of the Foxhaven Chronicles. The first one was Raven's Eye, and the second one will be Wolf's Eye. So that's on my desk.
And they're only 100,000 words a piece right at this point? Are you carving down?
Well, fantasy writers usually want slightly longer things than other genres. So fantasy is usually between 90 and 120,000 words. So I'm hitting the 100, 110.
There you go.
That's about 400 pages, just to let people know. It's about 400 pages.
Well, you're very talented, and glad to have you on as always. And I'm looking forward to seeing you down the street at some point. Got to run into you somewhere.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to read your second volume of the High Bluff Tales.
But we'll see. You can answer that after you read it. But yeah, I don't. That's one of the great things about this event is if you are publishing stuff, if you're in the middle of it, just show up. Just buy the fee. What is it to get in for Saturday, Elyse? How much is it? The ticket.
It's a la carte. So each of the sessions with the individual sessions with the authors is $15. Now you can't beat that anywhere, and the keynote speaker is $20.
But if you want to come for the whole day, can you just buy one ticket to get in for both days, or how does it work?
No, you have to buy the individual events.
You do,
but
okay.
You certainly can buy the morning of keynote and the afternoon without any issue at all.
All right. Well, just come on down and have fun.
And I think that we should let people know all of these events occur at the Carrollton Center for the Arts on Alabama Street. And if you have any questions or want one of our planning committees, Helen Stein or Stephanie Baldy or myself, to come and visit with your book club during the month of February to encourage the reading one of the books of these authors, just drop us an email. We would be glad to drop in and talk with your folks.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. You don't have to stress about parking. You don't have to stress out about where to stay. The Arts Center, conveniently located right there by a major hotel that can handle the business and a parking garage. It's all right there, literally right there. And then it's walking distance to some of the best restaurants and food that you'll find in the state. I mean, I think we have probably one of the absolute best Italian restaurants in the state of Georgia, within, 100 feet of the front door of the Arts Center. So
just barely that.
You've got to come and have fun. Another great bookshop here in town, and we have several. We have Georgia's oldest bookstore that you can walk to, and a really cool underground bookstore, which conveniently has that same name. So come around, have fun, and we'll see you down at the Corner Cafe or at our Italian restaurant. Lots of other international choices as well. Just come and have fun in Carrollton. I think you'll enjoy it. And the Arts Center, what a spectacular resource and gift to this community. We call it Carrollton's living room because it really is. I mean, it's where everybody hangs out. So just come down and see it for yourself. I think you'll enjoy it. It's April 4 and 5 here in Carrollton, Georgia. You can find the website again, carrolltonbookfest.com, right there in the comfort of your own home, perhaps even on your phone, and you can buy your tickets. And we'll see you down here real soon. Elyse, anything before we let you go?
No, I think we've covered it well, and I'm just looking forward to everybody coming and joining us and realizing how much fun being part of this community can be.
Going to be a great time. We have our Story Fest down in Garfield, Georgia this weekend, a frozen Garfield, Georgia this weekend, and our piano player has fallen ill. And I don't know how we're going to be able to pull this off. Wade Peebles is going to be down there. He's the star of the show. It's Story Time with Uncle Wade this Saturday. Spoken word. But I'm hoping that I can wrestle him for that manuscript, and maybe one day we can have Wade up here at our book fest. That'd be fun too. What a guy. And look, if you want to come down to either event, I'll be there, and I'm looking forward to seeing you. But really and truly, you got to come down and hang out at the Carrollton Bookfest. You can find it at carrolltonbookfest.com. And if you're on the road this weekend, we'll see you in Garfield, Georgia for the Storytelling Festival that's happening this weekend. You can follow Georgia Radio for more information on both of these great events. Elyse Wheeler, thanks for being here.
Oh, it's a delight always to talk with you, Matt.
We'll talk real soon.
Georgia Radio, on your phone, in your home, everywhere you go.